Good evening, everybody. Buenas noches, todos. Buenas tardes. Let's begin. Welcome to my home, and this will be an evening session for Yoga Live Sankogat. Thanks for joining me today. Please have a seat. I recommend you sitting on a blanket or block, whatever you have available to you today. Cross your shins in the middle of your tibias. Let us start with the sound Om all together 3 times. Bring your palms at the heart. Take a deeper inhalation. Om. Slowly bow your head while still maintaining the lift of your chest. Bring the palms onto your thighs. Raise your head slowly. Open your eyes. Okay, so today we're going to begin with Tadasana. So please go ahead and stand up on your feet. Postura de pie. La montaña. Tadasana. So sometimes we ask students to separate our feet. Today, put your feet together. And with your feet together, feel the back circle, the back sort of the rim of your heel. Sientes tus talones. So feel the back semicircle of the heel and distribute the weight evenly on that heel. We don't necessarily stay in this pose very often or very much. It tends to be a transitional pose from where we start and then from where we go to other poses. But if you really study the pose closely, many other poses, in fact almost all poses, are reflecting to this pose, to Tadasana, Samastiti. So stand evenly and notice how do you stand. So if I turn to my side, notice, do you tend to fall towards the front of your feet? Is there a tendency to do this in your Tadasana? So that's why I brought your attention today to the back of your heel. So can you bring more the weight onto the back of your heel? So be careful, of course, not to fall back, right? So shift it gradually until you feel the back rim of the heel more heavy than your toes, than the ball of your foot. And then lengthen the sides of the trunk, feel up the chest like a full moon's. Both sides of the chest should be evenly lifted. Good, and now let's step our legs apart. With the legs wide apart. Let's turn the right leg to the right. And your left foot slightly in. And exhale into the right side. Keep pressing the back of the rim of the left heel, Uttita Trikonasana. So the right arm will come down onto the shin or ankle. And for today, just look forward. Don't turn your head out. Just look straight ahead. Raise the other arm straight up. Right? So keep it's important to maintain the pressure on the inner part of the right foot, that inner rim of the foot, the big toe mound. Empuje, el dedo gordo derecho, press firmly into that right big toe and then extend up into the top arm. Right shoulder blade into the chest, and with your right shoulder blade moving into the chest, keep reaching up into the left arm, breathing into the left lung, and come up, pull from the left arm to come up. Parallel the legs. And now turn to the other side. As you turn, be careful, we tend to shorten the distance between the legs. So maintain the same wide distance between both feet. Arms lifted, arms extended. Inhale. Exhale, reach out to the left. Right arm goes up. Lift your heart. Press the outer rim of the right foot. Turn the chest to look towards the ceiling. See that your head is not dropping. Right? And again, keep extending and connecting that into the ball of the left big toe now. And keep the knees straight, lifting the front of the thigh towards the hips. Outer hips compact. Inhale and come up to standing. Parallel your feet. Bring your legs back to the center. Tadasana. Samastiti. So we're back to where we started again. Feel the 2 feet, how you're standing on both legs. Feel the front of the body and the back body. So the alignment. What is alignment importance of it in our practice, right? So the purpose of alignment is not just to kind of make us worry about it. How am I aligned, or why we need to be aligned? Basically it's 2 things. You have to think, if you're not aligned in the poses, then you are kind of robbing one part of the flexibility from one part of the body and overstretching the other, right? So that you're creating imbalance in that. So for example, one thing you have to think about is, where is the position of your arm in relation to your chest and your shoulder in Tadasana? So notice, if your arm tends to go forward, right? And your shoulders kind of round, that means that's what? It's out of alignment. So you want your arms to be in line with your shoulders and back of the spine, right? So it's more back here rather than here. And then similar in Trikonasana, it's the same alignment. So in Trikonasana, if I take my legs apart, so it should not be this, right? All right, it's still that. So go ahead, let's do one more time. Utthita Trikonasana, turn to the right. Everybody. So being mindful of that, consciously turn to the right. Keep the arms and shoulders in line with your outer hips, outer feet. Exhale, Utthita Trikonasana, Triangulo, to your right. And then this time we're going to turn our head and look up. So let's turn, look at the top hand. And so you can see, now that's your point of sort of vision, drishti. You look at the top hand so that you are focused, your purpose and attention is toward that left arm, but without losing also the focus of your feet and legs. And inhale and come up. Parallel with your feet, and let's turn to the other side. Utthita Trikonasana again. Look at the right arm, look at the left arm, make sure everything is one line. Exhale, Trikonasana. Right arm comes up. Turn your head slowly as you're ready to come into the final stage. So left shoulder blade in, tailbone toward the pubis, lift the kneecaps. How are you standing? Are your feet still in Tadasana? The back of the heel rim, is it still touching or is it light? Keep it heavy. Inhale, pull up from the top arm to come out. Parallel your feet, Tadasana. Okay, let us separate your legs apart. Again. So, same width of the legs. And this time we're going to be bending our legs. So some of you will do better with the break. So please have a break available if you know you need it for your hand to be on the floor, to be able to reach that floor. So let's turn the legs to the right, arms extend. And again, find Tadasana at both feet. I know it sounds redundant, but it is important. Bend your right knee to what we call a square. Form a 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees on that right leg. And keep the inner left thigh still rising. So even as you descend the top of the right femur, separate the 2 inner legs away from each other. So inner right thigh towards the inner right knee. Right arm to the block. Left arm rises. And then let's stay here for a moment with that left arm still vertical. Press into that back foot more. Turn the left arm in now. And keep lifting up with the top arm as you bring it over your head. Turn your head to look at the top arm. Paschimottanasana. So now, extend. So there should be a bidirectional extension. From the waist, extend into your arm. And from the this side. And also from the outer lower waist and hip, extend down into the heel of the back leg. So extend in both directions. Lengthen effectively both sides of your trunk, especially the left, of course. And inhale and come up. Parallel your 2 feet. Take the legs and turn them to the other side. Maintain the same open, wide legs. Parshvakonasana. Right arm comes up, the arm turns and extends. So create a straight diagonal line of the top, that outer side. You can see it's a long straight line. So try not to deviate. Don't let the arm drop. Don't let the torso sink. So keep revolving towards the ceiling, looking up. Press the outer rim of the right foot. And keep reaching the arm away from the waist and from the lower waist and hip push down into the back leg heel. So there's a 2-directional extension, elongation. Alarga, larga to the lado derecho. Keep lengthening that side, and then as you come up, pull from the right arm and stand back up. Parallel your feet, Tadasana. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways so you can see, you can stay as you are. Separate your feet hip width apart, raise your arms. Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, come forward. Put your fingertips on the floor. So we'll begin with a concave back, concave spine, look forward, look up. And then walk the hands back and let the back become more relaxed and convex. And let your head release toward the floor. And the hands hold the outer ankles. So you can go deeper into the pose now. Spread your elbows wide apart and let your armpits, los axiles, caer hacia el suelo. Bring your armpit towards the floor. Bring your face between your legs, close between your legs. And still feel the back of your heels. Are they still firmly pressed? So because they may feel like they're touching and then not touching. They're bouncing sometimes. Or one foot will touch more than the other. Inhale and look forward. And then hands to the hips and stand back up. Tadasana. Okay, let's everybody have a blanket. Toma una manta. And then take that blanket and place it this long way onto the middle of your mat. Okay, so I'm kneeling on the front of the blanket. Could come all the way to the front edge so that you have your feet. Your feet are also on the blanket. Los pies también son encima de la manta. Take your right leg out in line with the left knee and straighten the leg. The right foot is like Trikonasana. It can be flexed or it can be pointing down. Right? But keep the knee slightly bent. Un poco del lado, un poco. So don't hyperextend that knee. This other leg is, and the whole flank of this side of the body should create a straight perpendicular line. So you see this straight line. So don't sort of collapse, don't lean. Right? Keep one straight line. And then the other arm goes out to the side. Parigasana. So Parigasana is gate pose. Una puerta. Asana puerta se llama. So reach out. So take the right arm toward the right foot. Keep reaching out. Palm facing up. Eventually right hand comes to the leg. And the other arm also goes to meet the first arm. And then your head goes between your two arms. And keep reaching out to the side. So you'll feel that tremendous elongation. Alarga, alarga tu cuerpo. Elongate, open, abra las costillas. And then allow the head to still looking between your arms. See if you can touch the top hand. Brazo superior. Toque brazo que está abajo. The lower arm. And then come up. Okay, so second side. So now shift a little bit to the right. Bring your left leg out. Bring your foot out. Flex your foot, or you can point your foot staying on the floor. Arms go out. Right arm goes up and it stays straight line. That right side now is like a solid one continuous line, like a wall. Inhale and exhale, reach out to the left. Keep turning. Slide a little bit lower, and then maybe a little bit lower, and reach, and then eventually this hand can face up, and the right arm now reaches across overhead, and the head looks between the arms and then the right arm towards the left arm. Try to touch something. Keep pressing into your right knee, right foot. Inhale and come up. And then sit down on your feet. Take a little break. Palms can face up or down. Okay, and then release. Okay, so we're going to go back to Tadasana. And then from Tadasana, bend your right knee. So keep the left foot in Tadasana, bend the right knee, use your hand to bring the foot up high. Really, really high. So the heel should almost try to touch the bottom of your body towards the perineum. And then press that right foot against your inner left thigh. But you see that this doesn't distort, so this should not happen, right? So sometimes this happens, the hip goes out because of the pressure. So press the foot into the leg and the leg against the foot. So you should try to maintain that unchanged nature of Tadasana on this side, right? So it's not as easy as it looks, right? So you have to really compact and be aware, what are you doing? And then palms come at the center of the chest. The back rim of the left heel is still weight bearing, Tadasana. Then you can stay here today with the palms together, or you can raise your arms up overhead and complete the pose. If your arms can stay straight, you can keep them together, otherwise you can separate the arms. And grow taller. And let's bring the arm and the foot down at the same time, Tadasana. Good, side two. Turn the left leg out, use your hand, bring the foot up high against the root of the right leg now. And as soon as your entire foot pushes, not just the heel, but the whole foot, including the toes, see that the knee doesn't get pushed over, doesn't distort, so because it can be hard on the knee. So outer right thigh has to push back against your foot and foot into the thigh. Palms come together at the heart. So stand tall, keep reaching up through the crown of the head. So in this pose, you want your ribs and trunk to lift, to elevate away from the pelvis. So pelvis stays in one position, it's neutral. But this, the ribs and the chest is rising. And then maybe the palms come up above your head, or they stay at your chest. Vrikshasana, Anada. And then bring the hands back to the center and lower your foot and the arms at the same time. Tadasana. Okay. Now we're going to take our feet quite wide apart, like before. And I'm actually sorry, not as wide, a little bit less. And I'm going to turn around because we're going to take a revolving triangle pose. So you can turn your right leg out, everybody, left foot turns in, and then now you turn your chest and your torso to face the same direction, towards that front foot. You can take your block, you can choose to put it inside or outside of your foot. So outside is, of course, is the classical pose, it's a little bit more difficult. So you can also leave it here. Bring your left arm up, press into the back heel, extend, come forward, put your hand on the block. Right hand at your hip and then turn first until your chest turns completely to face the wall towards that direction, that where your camera is, where your laptop is set up right now. So turn, revolve, keep the sacrum looking, descending down, so the slight roundness in the lower back. Is it convex? And abdomen lifting up, and now maybe if you can, raise the top arm up and then push a little bit more and turn. And then maybe you can look up. If the balance is good, if the balance is so-so, don't look up, just look forward. Okay? And coming back up. Pull from the hand which is on the floor. Pull, lift from there. Right? And then turn your feet to parallel. Move your brick. Check and see that your feet are still in the same line. And then turn to the other side. And the right arm goes up. Inhale, exhale, reach towards the front leg, reach. Take the hand to the block. With the other hand still bend, elbow bend. Pull your elbow behind you, roll your shoulder back, lift the chest. Good, and then bring the arm up. When you're ready, Push down into your right hand, pull up with the left. Breathe. Good. And then again, see that the abdomen is lifting, it's not dropping. Because when the abdomen drops, then it makes the lower back rigid, the dorsal, the lumbar spine collapses. So spread it. Keep pressing into the mound of the front big toe. Press the outer back heel, rim of the heel, to come up. Lift from the right arm, which is on the block. And turn and bring your feet together. Talasana. Alright, so we're going to take a blanket. Take one blanket and fold it like this. Maybe 3 times actually. See, I'm folding it 3 veces, yeah? So like this. And I'm going to take my belt, tomo su cinturón, and then we'll lie down. So when you lie down, you want your shoulder blades, los omoplatos, encima de la manta, right? So from here, you can also have another blanket for your head, so that your head is not lower than your shoulders. Okay? So let's everybody do this. Lie down, please. We'll take the right leg up. Pierna derecha estirada. En este plano, right? Vertical. Right, for now, straight up, just in line with your body, in front of your body. Supta Padangusthasana. So keep your right leg at 90-degree angle, perpendicular. Press the front of the leg away from you. And then open the mound of the foot. Abra la manta de pie. And then see that your bottom leg is still maintaining pressed. It's maintained pressed into the floor. It's not turning out. Okay, and now we're going to take that same leg with one arm lateral. So take the leg to the right, take the other arm to the left. So extend your left arm to the left and keep your shoulder blades on the blanket touching equally. So feel. Sientes los omoplatos. Are the shoulder blades still touching even, or are they beginning to collapse? Is one lifting, one moving up and down? So maintain equality in your upper back. With the left arm, reach out to the left. Estire brazo izquierdo. Good. Now bring the leg back up. Change hands. Cambio brazos. How you hold. So opposite side, and again, now we're going to Parivrita Supta Padangusthasana, just like we did in Parivrita Trikonasana. So now this leg will go to the inside, right? And the other arm goes to the other side. So this is much more intense action, more intense. Keep the leg straight, and then bring the leg any amount to the left. Maintain the right arm, right shoulder pressing down into the floor. You can look straight up at the ceiling. Maintain pressure on the bottom leg, on the floor. Don't let that leg roll out to the side like it wants to. The tendency will be just to flop. Good. And then keep the leg straight. Open this whole posterior part of your right thigh, right leg, calf, knee. And then coming back up. Bring the foot in line. Release that leg. Change sides. Right, so left leg is up. Supta Padangusthasana. And you're going to start with both hands holding the belt. Pull, draw the leg down into the femur socket, into the hip socket. So keep the back of the leg open, wrinkle free here. So there's no folds in the back of the knee. Good, and then left arm only holds the belt now, and then the right arm will go out to the side again. Keep that shoulder blade on the blanket, take the other leg to the side, any amount. So it's like Trikonasana on your back. It's very similar action, como Uttita Trikonasana. I see. So keep extending the bottom leg still that way, to the bottom of the heel out. Soften the groin here. Keep the abdomen slightly turning away from that leg towards your other side. Good, and then now we're going to bring the leg back up. And now changing the hands. Cambio mams. So same leg. Now level the pelvis, level the hips, and now you're going to bring that left foot towards your right side, everybody. Towards your right side. Push with your left hand first the left thigh away from you to create more length. Alargar tu lado izquierdo, because that side will shorten. So keep lengthening the left side, and now the left arm goes out to the side again, and press the left arm down onto the floor as you bring the leg across. Any amount. Any amount. And you see the tendency will be to fall, so try not to fall. If you're falling, you can bend your elbow also to the floor like this. Okay, and then slowly keep reaching into your left arm as you come up. Okay, and then pull the leg closer and release the left leg. Okay, so look, let's turn to the side and come up. Move your blankets out of the way. And we'll take Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog pose. A pedra abajo. So press down into your palms. Straighten your elbows from your outer shoulders, outer triceps. Press down into your palms. And lift your trapezius, lift your inner shoulders away from your ears. Release your head, neck, suelta la cabeza. Abdomen lifts up towards the lumbar. Lumbar spine, this area should be long. And move your top of the buttocks, the carne de nalgas arriba, away from the lumbar. Más lejos, alejo de lumbar. And then push down into your heels. Keep rooting down into the feet. Good. Then look forward. Uttanasana again. And then Padangusthasana. So go ahead and hold your big toes. Now wrap your fingers, first 2 fingers around your big toes. Let's look forward and up. Bring your thoracic spine in. So shoulder blades toward the chest, armpit forward. And then exhale, bend your elbows out to the side like before in Uttanasana. And you're pushing the big toes down, but you're lifting, you're pulling them up with your arms. Armpit, chest down. Open this whole back of the thigh, the posterior part where the back of the leg meets the buttocks. Abra todas las partes posterior de las piernas. Y también lumbar, dorsal. Inhale, look up. And hands to the waist and come up. Tadasana. Okay, so we're going to take our legs apart one more time. I'm just putting my watch clothes back on. So we're taking the legs apart one more time, and then we'll take Parivrita Trikonasana again, as before. So one more time, I'm going to turn around because when I go into this pose, I need to turn this way so you can still see me. So right leg is out, left leg turns in, and now let's raise the right arm up. Keep your other hand at your pelvis. Raise the right arm up. Inhale. And as you exhale, keep pushing into that back leg heel. Reach and already turning your way down. So keep the legs very, very potent, strong. Put your fingertips on the floor, outside of your foot this time. If you know you need a block, you put a block. Right? So you don't want to collapse into your chest. So now, turn and notice if you're able to go a little bit more effortlessly into the pose. Comprobar si es postura un poco más fácil. It's a little bit less, poco menos luchando, less fight. So less fight in the pose is more symmetry. Notice if you're able to get everything in one line, sternum, sacrum, top of the head, and one line between your feet. So see that you don't kick your hips out to the side, you don't collapse your head toward the floor. So be in one line, and then if you can, reach the top arm to complete the pose, finish pose. La stadia final. To come out, lift from the right arm from the floor. Parallel your feet, hands to your hips, and one more time to the other side. You may want to move your block around again. Parivrita Trikonasana. Press into the back leg heel, reach with the left arm. Inhale. Exhale, turn on the way down. Exhale, turn. Put your hand on the block or floor. Outside of your foot. So this arm is in one line. So you want your turn to come from your shoulder blade. Omoplato izquierdo, adentro hacia el pecho. Shoulder blade in, keep turning. Back leg straight, pelvis parallel with the floor. Then if you can, raise the top arm first. Lengthen the sternum and then bring the top arm up. If the balance is there, you look up. Otherwise you don't. You can look down. With each exhalation, turn a little bit more. And come out, pull from the right arm. Parallel your feet. Tadasana. Okay, now we're going to take our legs apart, but not so much apart. Maybe 1 meter, maybe a little bit more. Prasarita Padottanasana. So let's start with our feet slightly turned out this way. So turn your toes out a little bit more than your heels. With your hands at your hips, bend your elbows. And then pull your elbows back behind you. Lift the chest again. Open the chest, pectorals broad. And the head goes up and back any amount towards the ceiling. So it's almost like, it's actually a back bend. It's not almost. Inhale and exhale, slowly come forward with your spine still concave. Now fingers or palms come to the floor. And then see as your palms come down flat. Without putting your hands on top of your sacrum, just feel, is this still parallel or is one hip going higher, one lower? Parallel the hips. Good, and then walk the hands between your feet and they will go maybe just in line with your heels, maybe a little bit more back. Bending elbows, now you round your spine and you lower the crown of the head to the floor. If your head is not touching, you put a prop, right? Whatever you need to make sure the crown is touching. La coronilla de cabeza baja, baja en el suelo. Now from here, if your head is touching, si tu cabeza está baja, please take your hands now into the top of on top of your hips, and with your thumbs, con los pulgares, aquí, encima el sacrum, coccyx, y los otros dedos fuera de las caderas. So 4 fingers outside of each hand and the thumbs there. Pull like you're trying to elongate the top of the buttocks that way, away from your lumbar. So elongate, make space in the lower back. If your head is touching. If it's not touching, don't do that. Keep your hands here. Good. To come up, it's possible to get up from here without the hands. You have to be strong. So inhale, look forward and come up. Turn your toes in, heels in a couple of times. Bring your legs together. Tadasana. Okay. We're going to take another twist. So I'm going to ask you to sit on the block. Bring yourself closer to a wall. So be about 1 arm distance from the wall, a little bit less than our full arm distance. So you can put yourself like this and measure. So next pose we're going to do is Marichyasana. It's a seated pose, seated twist. So let's bring our right leg in towards your chest. So it's my left leg, but it is your right side. So from here, let's bring our right arm behind and left arm goes up. So you see I'm leaning back at first a little bit. I'm leaning back to create length and space in my anterior spine. Stire parte anterior de tu espalda. Inhale. And then turn as you exhale, hook the elbow outside. Now come forward, hook the elbow outside that leg and the thigh, push against it. And then bring your other arm around behind you, push it into the wall. So you can see my hand is now on the wall. This bottom leg is still straight, Dandasana leg. And the right leg is, you're pressing the leg and the arm into each other to help you revolve. And turn to look behind you. So careful not to sink here. So you want to lift your chest. Maintain the lift of the chest as you turn. Now with this right hand on the wall, pull the wall, push it down towards the floor to turn. Look toward it. Good, release. Dandasana, so you're still sitting on the block. And second side. Bring the left leg up. And then bring the left arm around behind you on the wall so the arm will be bent. And it's somewhere at the level of your shoulder, this hand. The other arm is up and you lean back, inhale, Exhale. Turn. Bring the elbow outside of the knee and go lower than the knee. So, but then as soon as you go lower, lift the chest so that the sternum does not collapse. Lift here and then turn. You want your hips and pelvis still face forward, even as you revolve to look back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Go ascend towards the crown of the head. And then bring your right shoulder blade in. Right shoulder blade. Omoplata derecho hacia el pecho. Forward. And look back behind you at the wall. Good. And return back to center. And release. Dandasana. Okay, so watch one more time. I'm going to turn myself around so you have a different view. Hopefully you can see better. I'm going to show this side so you can see the action of the arms. So one more time. So some of you may want to finish the pose or just repeat the last pose. Right? So from here, watch. I'm going to show the final stage of the Marichasana 3 with the arm wrap. So I lean back. So you see I have to lean back to create a lot of space here first. Inhale. I turn, go around the outer leg. So you see I have to really get my shoulder blade omoplato fuera de el muslo. See, outside. And then I come in, right, and turn, and turn. And then from here, if I can get my shoulder to go outside the leg, then I can try to get this arm, you see, this arm turns, it stays in contact, I push the arm into the leg, and this hand, this wrist goes behind. And then the other arm goes behind, and I connect the two hands, and then I continue turning. I squeeze my arms around the leg. Turn, revolve, look back. Chest up. So guys, try this. Marichasana 3, classical pose, final stage. So go ahead, turn. Your right knee's bent like I was. Left arm is up. Turn, twist to the right. Turn, revolve more. Push the arm into the leg and clasp. Grab the hold of your arm behind your knee. Right? If you cannot, you can use the strap also. The strap can be used for that purpose. Right? So you can go like this and like that to connect. And release. Dandasana. Change sides. Cambiamos piernas. Now the left leg is bent in front of you, so bring the heel a little bit behind your knee, closer to you. Right? And then from here you're going to bring your left arm up. Left arm behind. Reach up with the right. Inhale. Lean. Create space. Exhale. Turn. So turn from the lower part of the belly. Gire de más bajo de tu parte de tronco. So from the lowest part. Exhale. Come in. So as you come in, press the arm into the leg against your arm. Turn your abdomen out of the way. Use your hand. Utiliza el mano. So then from here, I go in lower, deeper. Get my shoulder as far outside as I can of that leg. It's perfectly fine to stay here. Your hand can be on the block, of course. But those of you who want to try, since you already did one side, then let's do the other side. To complete the pose, this arm needs to turn like this, you see? It's bent. And then you guide that arm around the shin bone, tibia. And then the second arm goes around. And you connect. The hands now lift the sternum. So you squeeze the arms. There should be no space, no gap between the chest and the leg. Look behind you. Good. Exhale, release. Slide your leg forward. Dandasana. And let's come off the lift and lie down for a few moments. Una pequeña shavasana. Relax, recover, rest for a few moments here. Let your shoulder blades tuck under, relax your arms, relax your legs. It's a short shavasana, 1 minute. Because the twists, they can be quite intense. These are very and detoxifying poses. This twist, when we turn, when we squeeze, we get tired. Not so much physically, but it's nervous system gets like a purification detoxification. Whenever you guys are ready, you can come back up. You come back into your hands and knees. Otra vez, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push into your hands and feet. Knees go up. Press well into your palms of your hands. Press well into your heels and lengthen away, angularly up away from the palms. Your pelvis. Let your head fall evenly and neutrally between your two arms. Relax your toes. Spread your toes. Child's pose. Come down to your knees and sit back. And extend your arms forward. Forehead comes to the floor. Adho Mukha Virasana. Good. Slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. Alright, so now we've arrived to the juncture where some of you will be going upside down, and those of you who have a practice of Salamba Shirshasana, let's go up into headstand. If you're not doing Salamba Shirshasana, please go into Setu Bandha, so you can use a blanket for your shoulder blades. It certainly is better for some of us to have a little bit of height, like this. And so I'm demonstrating this first. For those of you who are not doing headstand, if you have neck problems, or if ladies, some of you are on your menstrual cycle, please do this instead. Right, so Setu Bandha. And then of course you can have your legs bent, or you can straighten one leg first at a time, and then the other. Or both. If you know how to do Shirshasana, please set up now. We're not going to hold it very long, it'll be a couple of minutes. Salamba Shirshasana. So place your palms on the floor, interlock your fingers, set your back of the head against your palms. La cabeza bien situada entre las manos. Y con las piernas, o una primero y la otra, sube, arriba. Go up, Salamba Shirshasana. Lift your shoulders, press down into your forearms and wrists. Keep your wrists perpendicular. Now today, not every time I do this, but today, let's point our toes this way, toward the floor, if you're on headstand. So you can see my toes are pointing towards my nose. Los dedos del pie, bajo. Hacia el suelo. Los talones arriba. And will it lengthen the whole posterior part of your back? Because in this pose, our back body tends to become become contracted. And our front body becomes overstretched. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm asking you to lengthen the back of your body more, including your lumbar. Estire parte posterior, más. Tu ombligo hacia vuestro lumbar. Bring your navel back. Coccyx adentro. Now bring your feet neutral, and then now point your feet. And pay attention to the inner arches of your feet. Estire parte interna de los talones, interna parte de tobillas. Extend that part up, so don't let it collapse like this. Lift it. Keep lifting your shoulders. Shoulder blades up. Almost down. 1 more minute only. Those of you who are still with me in the pose, we're going to turn to the right. So, gire al lado derecho. As you turn towards your right, press down into your left elbow and lift your right shoulder blade up. Gire al lado izquierdo más and lift your left side lumbar. Lado izquierdo de lumbar, arriba. Estire más. Legs together. Watch that you don't overarch. Don't create a banana shape. Good. Go back to center. Find the center, acknowledge where it is, keep lifting the shoulders, and then to the left, Parshva Shirshasana. As you turn left, push down into your right elbow and lift your left shoulder blade up. Omoplato de la izquierda arriba. And gire desde el lumbar y cadera izquierda, arriba.
Perdón, derecho. Take your right hip up, right buttock up. And then back to center. And now everybody will be coming down. Knees bent. Together or one leg at a time. Knees to the chest. And then touch. Come down. Take child's pose. If you are in Setubandha, bridge pose, please bend your knees and put your block out to the side. Saca el block fuera. Y también descansa. Everybody else, child's pose. Desde aquí, Adho Mukha Svanasana, el perro bajo. You can just leave the blanket so if they're in the way, you can fold them slightly out. And then let's from here, pushing the floor away, lift yourself up, heels come up, and slowly shift into plank, la plancha. Chaturanga Dandasana. Bhujangasana Cobra. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana. Bring your feet parallel. And this time we'll cross our arms. Cruce los codos. Y agarrar opuesto lado de brazos. Opposite elbows in each hand. Relax your head. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Feel the back part of your heels. Are they touching? How are they touching? Feel the entire perimeter of your feet, including the mounds of the big toes, little toes, in between. Let's bring our hands behind. Fingers go into the webbing of your hands. With the arms still bent, slowly roll the upper arms out so shoulders rotate out. Triceps turn in, and then bring the arms up. Knuckles of the hands lift. Create fists. Hace puños. And then from here, lift your arms up, up, up. Any amount. And bring your arms overhead to open the chest. Thoracic cage. Caja torácica abierta. Manos bajo sobre los muscles. Look up, bend your knees a little bit, and look forward to come up. Slowly. Okay. How's everybody? You okay, everyone? See? Okay. Let's move on. In that case, we're going to do Salamba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. If you are not going upside down, si te cuesta mucho tu cervical, puede hacer postura biparidicarani, contra el pared. So you have an option to do this instead of shoulder stand if there are any neck problems. So, but you need to be as close to the wall as you can. See, I'm climbing close to get my buttock bones to make contact with the wall. And the arms here. So that's certainly one version. It's a more restorative and more relaxing way to do the inversion. Otherwise, if you have no reason and you're pretty okay for the challenge, let's do shoulder stand all together, please. Salamba Sarvangasana. Take your 2 blankets or 3 blankets, however many you have. If you have a yoga mat, an extra yoga mat, you can also put that. Alright, so let's begin. We're going to lie down on our back with our shoulders a little bit more inside. When I say a little bit, it's actually maybe 2-3 centimeters away from the edge of the blanket, more inside. Because you don't want them to slide out when you kick up. Hands are here, knees go up, and the legs swing over our head into Halasana, plow, Elarada. So let's bring yourself into plow first. Straighten the legs. If you cannot reach the floor, si no puedes tocar al suelo, be at the wall or on top of a chair. You can put your legs on something. Let's bring our hands again behind, similar to what we did in the last Uttanasana. Interlock your fingers, roll on top of those shoulders. Press the outer elbows down. And then keep the outer arm, parte más fuera, más external parte de codos. Empuje contra el suelo y doble las manos, brazos. Y apoyar con las dos manos y arriba. Lift yourself up. So here, it's kind of the opposite of Shirshasana. Remember what I said? ¿Te acuerdas que yo he dicho? In la Shirshasana, our front body tends to be longer, more open, right? Well, in Sarvangasana, it's the exact opposite. Our back body tends to be overstretched, overlong, and this part tends to shorten. It's the nature of the pose. So we have to keep bringing, and be aware of that, and have to keep bringing our back ribs forward. Empuje con manos, las costillas, la espalda, hacia el pecho, omoplatos adentro. Push your elbows down to create a more balance between the front of the body and the back body. Si en esta postura es poco, una postura como un poco atrás, con piernas poco atrás, no adelante. So you don't want your legs to be falling in front of you. Debería estar una línea, una sola línea recta, desde los hombros, axiles, la cintura, las caderas, las rodillas y los talones. So you can see, if you can see that one straight line, right? So not this or this, right? Extend upwards with the feet. Let's flex our feet, separate the legs a little bit apart. Flex your heels like we did in Shirshasana. And then make the lower back long, but also back body towards the front body. And then feet together. Point your toes. Very good. Desde aquí, Parshva Sarvangasana. So we're going to turn our body to the right. So gire al lado derecho. Parshva. De lado, de un lado. And then with your right leg out, left leg will come in. Parshva Ekapada Sarvangasana. So it's a variation. It's still turning, twisting. Don't turn your shoulders. Just turn your hips and your legs. Extend your legs. The other side. So now your legs go to your left, but your shoulders remain on the floor on the right. And the arms are really well pressed and extended. Jatara Parivartanasana, knees towards your chest, close to your chest, high. Más alto, las rodillas, juntas. Y de nuevo, otra vez, feet down for a moment. Move your hips a little bit to your right. Lift your legs and move your knees to your left. Jatara. And then back up one last time. Y otro lado. And then back up. And now let's do this the preparation for lotus. It's actually, you can remove the blankets now from under your pelvis, under your buttocks, so you go on the same level surface as I recommend. And now let's raise our legs like this. Urdhva Prasarita, so it's legs at 90 degrees. And then with the legs like that, keep your left leg straight and fixed. Bend your right knee with your hand inside the knee and guide your foot with your opposite hand into Padmasana. This is half Padmasana, El Medio Lotus. So the other leg, you can also be against the wall. So if you want to be, you can be against the wall like this. So I'll show you a different angle. So it certainly is easier. Right? And then you're going to change, switch legs. So the other leg is straight, the other leg is bent, like Padmasana. So pull your foot all the way to the top of your thigh. Ardha Padmasana. This is the safest way to learn the lotus because here there's no pressure on the knees because you're inverted, upside down. And again, release. And then now let's do Matsyasana, fish pose, our counter pose from the shoulder stand. So we're going to cross our legs. If you want, and you know you can do Padmasana, then you can do full Padmasana. Right? And then from here, I'll lift the chest, Matsyasana. And then bring the crown onto the floor. La coronilla de cabeza encima sobre el suelo. Matsyasana. And then release the back of your neck and head. Release your Padmasana. Supta Baddha Konasana. Please take your 2 blankets and fold them this way, the long way, and the narrow way. Take your strap and make a large loop, hace un nudo grande. So at least double the shoulders. And then from there, I'm going to sit not on the blanket, but in front, un poco delante de las mantas, pies juntos y las rodillas separadas. The belt goes behind, con tu cinturón de atrás de tu cuerpo, entre las piernas y debajo de pies. And then I tighten the belt, yeah? Hace un nudo un poco más estrecha, más menos, y estirar para atrás. So first I will sit onto my elbows and I extend my buttocks. See, I lift my pelvis slightly and I move my buttocks that way. Alejar el sacrum, el coccyx más cerca de tus talones. And then recline back. If you want, you could double the blanket under your back of the skull. So the head is a little bit higher than your chest. Brazos puede ser aquí, o aquí encima el abdomen, o brazos puede estirar y cruce los codos. So you can put your arms whatever position you want to. This one gives more extension, more space and elongation of my upper chest. This one is more relaxing. And you can always alternate from one to the other position. Supta Baddha Konasana. Puedes cerrar los ojos. And now with your eyes closed, allow your eyes to fall back. Deja tus ojos caer hacia tu cerebro. Y cerebro también hacia tu cráneo, to the back of your skull. And with your eyes falling back now from that place, desde este lugar, mira hacia el pecho. Look down towards your heart with your eyes falling back. Breathing is soft, slow. If you find that you need support after some time being here, you may put blocks or something, a blanket under each knee. So you can put a roll, some kind of prop to support the weight of the leg. So it's not so intensely opening your inner groins, your hips. We'll be here for another 2 minutes. If your arms have been the entire time overhead, you may switch the cross of the arms and then bring them overhead, the opposite arm on the top. Or if you are here, you may want to try taking the arms out wider, like this way, to give you more dimension of opening across the pectorals. Horizontal expansion as well as vertical extension of the chest. Deja tu abdomen también ser más suave, deja el abdomen caer hacia la espalda. Allow the navel to descend with each exhalation. And now we're going to bring your arms down. If your arms are still overhead, put them on your stomach. And then if your legs are very tightly pulled in together, you may have to sit up to release the legs. But if you can, without sitting up, slip one foot out, libre una pierna y la otra. Y desde aquí, gira a tu lado derecho. Y vamos a preparar para Shavasana. So now keep one blanket for the back of your head. And then when you lie down, be sure that you take care of yourself. Huh? So you adjust your shoulder blades, gire los omoplatos adentro y con mucha amplitud, spread them out, levante la cabeza, estire la parte cervical, la parte que es atrás, the back part of your neck, and then you let the arms go, and then slowly extend your feet away from the body. Keep the lumbar spine neutral and elongated. La espalda estirada, muy bien estirada. Shavasana, final pose, recuperate. Let loose everywhere. Let go now, every part of the body. You may feel like you're letting go first from your extremities, from your limbs, your fingers, your ankles, your wrists, las muñecas, las tobillas, los hombros. But then a deeper letting go must take place on a cellular level. So not just the physical parts, the physiological body, but also on a cellular level, each and every cell. Feel and allow it to let go. And do a Shavasana on a cellular level and plane. Again, take your attention to your brain. Deja ir tu cerebro. Todas partes de tu cara son suaves. Relax your mouth, tu lengua, tus labios, tu garganta son suaves. Everything is soft, without tension. Check if your eyes tend to go up and roll up towards the top of your forehead. Instead, try to look down towards the tip of your nose. And that has a calming effect on our nervous system. In a short amount of time, the body recuperates efficiently in Shavasana when well done. Poco a poco vamos a volver. Regresamos desde Shavasana en este tiempo, este lugar, aquí y ahora. Empezamos con un poco más de respiración más profundo, más lente. Take several longer, deeper inhalations. You may place your hand somewhere on your upper chest or your abdomen, wherever it gives you a sense of peace.
Turn to your right. Gently open your eyes and rise up to seated. Let's fold our palms together to acknowledge the divine that resides within our heart, and bow to that divine to acknowledge it within every living being. Namaste. Muchas gracias todos por compartir su práctica conmigo. Thank you all for coming today.